Okay, now we need to talk about what you do with your articles. You've written your 10 articles, dictated them, you've saved them as 10 separate MP3 files in a folder, you've zipped them up, you're ready to go. Now what you need to do is you need to find somebody on either Odesk or Elancer to do your transcription. So you can post a job, you go into hire, post a job here, post a job there. Either of these are good. I've had success with both of them. I can't complain about either of these sites. There are plenty of others. You can often find people in other places as well that you may want to use. So it's entirely up to you where you find them. Now what you want to do when it comes to submitting it is you put the job on there and you need to state certain things. You need to say that you have 10 MP3 files that need to be translated into 10 separate text documents. The reason you want them in 10 separate text documents is you can open each one, copy and paste it, or use it however. If they're all in one, you've got to then spend time scrolling through and finding the right spot. So this is a lot easier. You just give them a little bit more information about the job. Needs completing within 48 hours. Obviously write this out in sort of a bit more eloquently than perhaps I am. And then you say something like, in order to show that you have understood these instructions, please put the word "I've got it" in your reply. The reason you put this in is it basically sort of weeds out the people that look at it and just apply anyway. It shows that they've actually read it and they've understood what you've said. The last thing you want is to hire someone and for them to not understand what you're saying or to have difficulties simply because they're not reading things. By doing this, you instantly weed out sort of 70 to 80% and you're left with the top few that will actually do the job properly. That's basically what we do. Once you've done that, you then, on the next time round, you give them one article as a test. So you may also say up here, when you are accepted for this job, you will be given one article out of the batch as a test. If this is completed satisfactorily, you will proceed to complete the rest of the batch of articles. One thing I found with this, which is quite curious, is if you employ the same person again and again and again, quite often they seem to get a bit complacent. So I've actually found it to be quite productive to not hire the same person all the time, to always post a new job and sort of build up a base of people and just hand the work out to various people as and when. You put in how much it's worth to you. You say it's a flat rate job. Feel free to bid lower. That might encourage them to just bid a little bit, a bit lower as well. So we do something like that. We may also say the title is to have initial capitals and to be on the first line of the text document as well as in the file name. Okay, and what you will do is you will put this again in your reply when people apply for the job. Now, what you need to realise here is that this bit here is going to weed out quite a few people because they're not going to read it. They're going to go, no, I never noticed. So you will find, this bit here, you will find that if you accept people that don't read properly and don't put this in there, then they're not following instructions. So you're going to struggle to do business with them. You really, really are. It's just the way it is. What you then do is you pick somebody from the responses, you send them an article as a test. So you say here's one article. If you complete this, I'll send you the other 9 to finish, and you get it back. You just read through it, make sure the transcription is okay, make sure the punctuation, paragraphs are fine, make sure they followed your instructions, that the title is initial capitals, make sure that it's come back in a text file, not a Word document, and so on and so forth. It just makes your life easier. You want them to do as much of it as possible so that you can just literally take the article and put it up on your website. So how much are you looking to pay on this? So let's put in transcription. Let's spell it properly first. Now, you can expect to pay anything up to about $50 for 10 articles. So in fact, let's go back a bit. As you see, there's quite a few people here. Okay, let's just description. Let's just copy that and do a search. And you can see there's quite a lot of people here offering it. People offering themselves out fairly cheap. I mean, you can see here, this one here, $5.56 an hour. Realistically, it will take them 2 hours. So you could go down as low as sort of $10 to $20 for this. You really could. So you can see these people are good prices. So here you are. 70 words per minute is this lady's typing speed. So at $5.56 an hour, you're talking $10 to maybe $15. So just put $20 in as your fee. What we're looking for. Let's if I click on work here. So putting about $20 as your fee, that should be pretty much enough. Let's have a look, see what's on Elance for transcription. Just so you can see. But there are plenty of people out here that can do the job, and you'll find that you get bombarded for lots and lots of offers. You can see someone here charging themselves out a silly rate. A lot of these are Philippines, but you can see up here this person's in the US of A. It's $16 an hour, so plenty of options. So okay, here you are. You can see some transcriptions here. There's plenty of different ones. Yeah, so you can see, there's lots of options here as well for different jobs. And you can see most of them aren't paying a lot. So realistically, you are looking at paying somebody probably about $15 to $20 maximum for this. Now obviously it could be a bit less depending on who you decide to hire, but whoever you do decide to hire, remember to test them. Give them that one as a test. Make sure they do it properly. I guarantee if they don't do that one properly and you give them more work, it's just going to go horribly wrong for you. It really is. So get it right. Get the right people to do the job, and make sure that they put this word in. Now it doesn't have to be "I've got it." You can put anything you want. I love potatoes. Doesn't matter. Put something in here that shows they've read it. Okay. Something that shows that they've actually read it and understood it. And you'll find just by doing that, you've instantly weeded out sort of 70 to 80% of the wacky weirdos that are going to do a terrible job. And that's literally it. That's literally all you need to do. I mean, obviously you can change this to 24 hours if you wanted to. People will do it in 24 hours. Up to you. And I said, I found that if I keep giving the same person lots of work, quite often they do get a bit complacent. But sometimes you can get yourself a bit of a discount by sort of saying, well, actually I've got 150 MP3 files here to transcribe. Can you do me a bulk discount? And sometimes you'll find they'll knock the price down a little because you're giving them a lot of work. But if you're doing that, make sure that you've given them a good test and make sure they realise that it's a real deadline. One thing that I found that again works very well is, if I'm willing to pay up to say $20 on the job, and they turn it around in sort of 2 hours very, very quickly, I'll pay them a bonus. I'll give them a bit of extra money as a sort of thank you, and that often helps to really motivate them and ensure that next time you give them a job, they do it really, really well. So that's it. That's all you need to do to find your people. It's not hard at all. Odesk, Elance, anywhere like that, you can pick them up. It will cost you, as I said, $10 to $20, maybe $15 average to get your files transcribed. But as I said, it's taking work away from you. While they're spending 2 or 3 hours transcribing these articles, you can be making money by making more articles or posting articles that have already been written elsewhere. So what we're going to talk about now, we want to move on to the next video, and I will just talk to you for a little while about how you can improve your article writing through faster typing. I'm going to talk to you about teaching yourself to type a little bit better. I know many of us are one-finger typists, but what if you could type 100 words a minute? How would that affect your article writing? Now, obviously, outsourcing is the best way because it's freeing up your time. Even if you can type it up very quickly, outsourcing it is freeing up your time an awful lot better. You can talk quicker than you can write. So outsourcing is the way to go because you can send it all off to someone else. They'll deal with it. When you get really good, you can even send these, if you find some good writers, you can send these article outlines to someone and get them to write it for you. So, a lot of potential there. Or, you find really good article writers, you can just give them a title and tell them to get going and they'll sort it out for you. But we know where we are. If you've recorded your articles, don't find yourself a transcriptionist, send it off to one of them to do. If you're waiting to type all the articles yourself, let's go on to the next video and let's talk about how we can type up our articles and speed up our typing rate a little bit more so it's not quite as painful to type them.